Hey, brother, welcome to day 20 of Walking with Jesus. You know, as the disciples walked with him, and that's our key word these days, is walking with him and he with them, they must have sensed a growing groundswell of opposition to him, a growing groundswell of disbelief about who he really was. And as I think about that, I'm just more admiring and amazed at the courage and the steadfastness of Jesus, the utter tenacity of him being on the mission that God sent him to be on, despite all the pushback that he got and all the direct opposition and even hatred that he received. I think of 4 ways that Jesus was resisted. Number 1 was the resistance of his own disciples. It was hard for them to believe who he really was. Many times he is with them, they are with him, and he's doing something, and they still didn't understand. There was a resistance just in their heart to believe that God actually was in the person of Jesus and that the Messiah was walking with them. He was eating with them. He was doing these miracles. So there was a resistance to believe all that Jesus was disclosing to them, and that was a pushback from them. But then he also faced the unbelief of those who refused to believe. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, the religious people did not want to relinquish their control and their power over the people. And so they refused to believe the words that he had to say, and their hearts were hard against him. And he faced that as it got more and more overt the closer he got to the cross. Then there was the literal unbelief and opposition that came with the demonic. Whenever Jesus faced a person with the demonic spirit, the demons came out and named him as the Son of God and resisted him and said, "Get out of here, Jesus. We don't want you around here," because they recognized his power was greater than theirs. Jesus walked into those situations where there was direct opposition, and he fought it with spiritual power and drove out the demons. But maybe one of the hardest things for Jesus, and I think this is the hardest for me, in my life, I haven't really experienced much external opposition, but I think that's going to come. Jesus said it would come. There'd be more and more trouble in the world. And as we see events, we see the lack of truth in our culture. We see the relativism and the arbitrary absolutes where people are calling good evil and evil good. We're going to see more direct external opposition. But one of the most difficult ways to be opposed is sort of the passive-aggressive dismissiveness that Jesus faced. When he chose his 12 disciples and the crowds came around him, his own family said, "He's out of his mind." Isn't that difficult when people that you really love, people that you are committed to, people who are walking alongside you, dismiss you as irrelevant? There's just sort of an apathetic, sort of an easy dismissiveness that is so hard to take when the message you're trying to convey is so important to you and to them. Well, I want to urge you today that as you walk with Jesus, Jesus didn't give up on his family. He didn't give up on the direct opposition. He didn't give up on those who disbelieved him, and he didn't give up on those who dismissed him. He kept calling them. He kept living the truth. Maybe there's someone in your life, a work associate, a family member, a son or a daughter or a parent who in the past has just dismissed you as being out of your mind. I want you to pray for them today, and I want you to think, what can I do to keep showing them that what I believe is the truth? And that's exactly what Jesus did. So today, let's walk in that way. No matter what the opposition is, let's walk with courage and tenacity into it. God bless you.